You're listening to DraftKings Network.
You know that sound. It's the sound of money hitting your Venmo account, a friend paying you back, or maybe it's getting cash back from your favorite business when you pay with the Venmo debit card, or it's realizing you can pay with Venmo at checkout at thousands of brands. Now, there are so many more ways to answer the question, what's your Venmo? Download Venmo today. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. pursuant to license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Dosh Cashback terms apply.
Folks, the playoff season is here, and the only thing better than the game day predictions are the foods that come with them. Introducing Tums Fantasy Food Ball Pool, brought to you by Tums, America's #1 antacid brand, and DraftKings. Each week leading up to the big game, turn football into food ball by building your best game day plate for a shot at winning a share of $40,000 in cash prizes. Inspired by game day bites and tailgate treats, join the Tums Food Ball action during this playoff season's most heartburn-inducing times. Visit DraftKings.com/TumsFoodball between January 6th and February 9th to enter for free and select your game day plate before the start of each playoff round. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See terms at DraftKings.com/TumsFoodball. When you feel the heat of the game, don't let the heartburn keep you on the sidelines. Try Tums Chewy Bites with a tasty outer shell and soft center for fast relief of heartburn, acid indigestion, and upset stomach. Check out Tums Gummy Bites, featuring a soft and easy-to-chew format for fast relief of occasional heartburn, acid indigestion, sour stomach, and upset stomach. Both available at Amazon, Target, and other major retailers nationwide. And for more heartburn relief fun, be sure to follow Tums at Tums Official on Instagram and TikTok.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
I'm Juju Gotti, Alex on the cameraman. Welcome back to Unrivaled Coverage. We're going to take y'all through a couple of experiences today and, of course, highlight these beautiful, wonderful athletes in this Unrivaled League. Let's go, baby. Don't turn the TV off just yet. Unrivaled is live in effect, baby. No crowd has been like this Unrivaled crowd. Brothers, sisters, every fan in here is screaming to the top of their lungs. Hey! Unrivaled League. Got a lot of haters, but no haters ain't got me. We had to step outside because there's too much action going on inside, man. This is my favorite player in the WNBA history of all time. You feel me? How has this experience been for you guys so far?
It's wonderful to get out here, support women in sports, where we're interacting with the fans who really make sports, who really bring it alive, who really just bring that togetherness and element in sports. And so just to interact with them and how much they love it and how much they support it, that's just been amazing to be a part of.
Let's go, Angel. Let's go, Angel. If I catch a t-shirt, I'm gonna go crazy. Oh, 10 yards away, 10 yards short. The vinyl pulled it out, man. Ain't nothing better than the winning score, bro. That's AKA the Elo ending. That gave these girls a chance to get back in the game, bro. Every fourth quarter gonna be interesting as hell moving forward, man. Salute to the vinyl. Salute to look at all the love in the building, man. It's a packed house. Unrivaled League, it's taking off like a rocket. So I suggest you get your seatbelt and a ticket for yourself. You dig me? Come on, man.
Speaking of Unrivaled, Dan, you know where I have no rivals, our fantasy football contest. You can participate this week. Dianna, did you participate in our fantasy football contest this week presented by Smirnoff? Go to dkng.co/Smirnoff. Every week, Dianna, you set your roster from scratch. What you did last week doesn't matter. Every week, new teams.
Clean
Next week,
slate.
new team. Clean slate. Doesn't matter. Yep. I finished 195th place last week.
You have
Thank
no
you for
rivals.
asking, Dianna.
No
yes.
rivals.
Some would say I had 194 rivals last week since I finished 195th place. And I say, guess what place I'm in next week?
Right.
First right now. We're all tied for first because it starts anew. Speaking of new, is your hair new? Your hair looks different
Is
today.
your hair new?
Yeah, your hair looks different
New
today,
hair.
doesn't
What
it?
is that all about?
Go to dkng.co/Smirnoff.
What kind of question is that?
Presented by Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka. Please drink responsibly. Just making conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi, Billy.
Is your hair real or is your hair
not real.
No, not real.
Not
No.
It looks
real hair.
different, and
It
not
looks
everyone
different
notices
today, yeah.
it. I
Haircut,
mean,
yeah.
give Billy some
Just
credit for
asking
noticing.
question.
Yes.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you. No new hair. Same hair.
Real?
hair I've always had on my head. I think I just styled it a little different. It's been a crazy couple hours this week, knowing that not only are we dealing with the playoffs, but we got coaches getting hired, and so just chasing the stories around. So this is the best I can do for you guys today. I hope it's good enough for the show.
All right, same hair, but new coffee mug. What's going on there? What happened?
Well, there's actually a story behind this. So if you see, it says, "To my jelly, Dianna." Oh, so cute, right? So we got these mugs as a wedding gift. When Kevin and I got married, he's got the peanut butter. It's like, I guess he's the peanut butter to my jelly. I don't know. In my house, though, these represent something that he needs or wants. Okay, so he uses these mugs as mental warfare. Most of my mugs are like regular things that say like best mom ever and, go NFL, whatever it says.
Go NFL is one of the worst mugs I've ever.
Great mug.
Go NFL.
Great mug. Let her finish.
Best divisional playoff weekend ever.
That cannot be selling very much.
Somebody has to make me a shirt that just says "Go NFL." That's amazing. That's a good idea. You guys always have the good ideas. So when I saw this morning, he uses this when we're either in a fight or he wants something. So I saw it on the counter today with my coffee already made. He gets up at 4. So as soon as I get up, it's all ready to go. And I know what this is. This is, I want to go to Philadelphia on Sunday for the NFC Championship game. He went last weekend, because remember, guys, last time I was with you, I said that Kevin and I were trying to figure out what we wanted to do. I needed to go to the game to do my job. He has season tickets with his family.
Oh, but Dianna, you've got pretty good clout here, do you not? You have some ability to you have some ability around your objectivities to really treat your husband to the time of a lifetime here, but only through your access and connections, correct?
Correct. So I would argue that watching that game on Sunday was actually better at home. So I feel like I did win because according to him, it was very cold. They were crying, all of it. Everything he's wanted and lived for happened on Sunday. But obviously there's more to this. So now we are trying to figure out what we're going to do on Sunday because the senior NFL insider for The Athletic, owned by the New York Times, would like to attend the NFC Championship game. But he feels that he needs to go. So this is the first sign. He has not said it, but I just know what this is, that he's going to come home tonight and think that this puts me in a good mood. I obviously have a very low bar for what I accept in this home, that this gets it done. Like a dumb peanut butter and jelly mug can work me. But he knows, and he worked me on Sunday, and he's going to probably do it again this week.
I think that we should do a relationship show with you and your husband because
I love him.
I believe, from what I can tell, obviously you never know what someone's relationship is, but they seem to have a really, really cool and fun relationship that must make Dianna crazy.
I don't know if it's cool. It's very procedural. It's very logistic. We have 2 kids, obviously, as you know. So we are trying to make this work. We actually say this all the time of like, we just got to get through the day. And then when the babies go to bed, then it's our time. Guess what our time is?
Yeah, nothing.
Me in the basement tweeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Him upstairs watching Netflix.
Yes.
So
expecting Eagles tickets, though.
Yes, and you working 20 hours a day because the economy must be funded, and it is hard. It is hard work in the information business.
Yeah, and asking me if I spoke to Saquon or if Jalen texted me back. You know, like just like actually has the nerve right now to ask some injury updates through this.
But Dianna, explain to the audience, okay? Because I really want people to understand. I think Bills Mafia is as strong a fan base as there can be in terms of passion. And of course, all fan bases are a little bit crazy. But when you're watching Rams and Eagles, and what is going into that furnace is Jared Verse telling you, I hate those people. They're not the smartest. And they're not. And they know it. They are cave people who really love their team, and they especially love that their meathead coach is beating teams to death with Saquon Barkley's thighs.
They also really love to hate their team.
That's correct.
Yes.
If they lose, they were firing Sirianni the last 5 minutes of the game. So, Dianna, explain to America the Eagles fan. The Eagles fan, after Nick Foles wins MVP of the Super Bowl, beats Tom Brady as the backup quarterback. That Eagles fan.
I've always said that. I always thought this fan base didn't necessarily care about the name on the back of the jersey. They care about the Philadelphia Eagle emblem on the front. That's all they care about. It's just about the Eagles. It doesn't matter who's in that helmet, even though they love their athletes and they say they do. And, when Bryce Harper enters any room, it's like crazy. Whoever their star player is, Saquon right now at this moment, to them, though, it's just about Philadelphia winning no matter what it takes. And the Sirianni argument, especially in this house, has been so up and down because Kevin is a lot like Stu when it comes to him. He's like, the guy wins. I don't care if you think he's not the greatest coach. I don't care if you think Sean McVay could run laps around him when it comes to game management and coaching decisions and locker room and culture and all the great things that come with Sean McVay. He's like, he won the game. That's all that matters. And I kind of think that that's just like a small microcosm of how Eagles fans do it. And it is a religion. I married into it. So I've told you guys on this show before, I grew up, I was a big Yankees fan. We're a baseball family. But the level of this, it's so committed that just think about the situation I have in my house. It is my job to cover football. And I'm actually considering not doing that job because I understand the importance that it is for him to attend this and watch this in person because I know how much it means to him.
This is the part that I want to get into because it is funny to watch this Eagles fan base fall in love with this team. It's different than basketball. It's different. Whatever you view, it's much different than baseball. Football mattering in this town and having the team that's tougher than all the other teams. When we make Mark Wahlberg movies about this tough, gritty city and how its football team represents to the world, the identity that Philadelphia gets from this football team that beats you to death. It's not just a football team that's winning the way Nick Foles did.
They stop the run, they run the ball.
No, it's Saquon Barkley for 200 yards because he's tougher than all of your players or stronger or more physically fit. I don't think I understand totally what's in your household. You have to choose you there. Mom has to choose mom and her job there. And I think mom wants to be at that game doing her job. Does she not?
I would choose a babysitter. I mean,
I am always.
I would choose the other game.
Yeah, my babysitter's in Kansas City watching the Bills. That would be my luck. I think for our overall happiness at this point, he attending that game with his father and brothers is probably more important than me talking to AJ Brown after the game. I have to weigh it. But you guys know my style. Like, I'm a boots on the ground kind of reporter. I left ESPN for The Athletic, right? So my career's a little different now. I'm not at the games as much. I'm not at practice the way I used to be. So these opportunities, these big games, give me this chance to then go be around the sport I love and see it in person. So we're weighing this. And I think at the end of the day, as much as I love my career, and you guys know I come on the show and I talk about how committed I am to trying to be the best at this, I think I need my household to be happy in order for the rest of it to fall together. So I think in this moment, I don't want to look back in a few years, and let's just say the Eagles never go back to the NFC Championship game and think, I went to just do another NFC Championship game, my 10th one, and Kev missed out on something with his dad and his brothers and the rest of Philadelphia because everyone will be attending. Because it's not like I have anyone to watch my kids because they'll all be at the game.
This is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Guys, taxes was waiting and wondering and worrying if you're going to get any money back whatsoever, and then waiting, wondering, and worrying some more. Now Taxes is matching with a TurboTax expert who can do your taxes as soon as today. An expert who gives your taxes their undivided attention as they work on your return while you get real-time updates on their progress so you can focus on your day. An expert will find your every deduction possible and file every form, every investment, everything with 100% accuracy. All so you can get the most money back guaranteed. No waiting, no wondering, no worries. Now this is Taxes. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live, full service, real-time updates only on iOS mobile app. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
Dan Le Batard.
It's a Jets coach, sweetie.
Stugotz.
I should go say hello.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Has one of your favorite mugs ever accidentally broke after maybe things didn't go your husband's way?
Things are thrown around in this house, no doubt. You know, it's funny. I saw Big Dom a couple weeks ago, and he said to me, he's such a good guy, and he's like, if you ever need anything, you call me. And I was like, a nanny? And he's like, just call me. And maybe that's who I need to call in this situation
well,
right
I
now.
want to ask how many people you actually trust with your kids, but now you've led me to the other question of tell me the stories involved. Not too many details, just objects thrown in the house. What? Because if you've dated a lot, you told us that you dated a lot of Tommy DeVito's agent. And if that's that doesn't seem like something that necessarily has a full harness on its emotions. It feels if that gets angry, that might get a coffee cup thrown across a kitchen.
If it was my mom saying it, she would not say I dated a lot. She would say she was dating every Tommy, Dickie, and Harry, everyone. She couldn't find anyone. And by the way, it's funny. I know we've talked about my mom on the show. You would think my mom would side with me in all this, right? She, to her, it's like, oh, he's got to go to the game. It's like, oh, now you care about the Eagles, Camille? Now you're all in on Philly? When I was marrying him, you weren't too sure. Now it's all about Kevin. But that's just like that old school mentality of if the husband's not happy, no one is around here. Apparently, it's rubbed off on me.
Well, I was going to say what a testament to love you are that you would put your own pride down in the name of what a lovely thing in the city of brotherly love for you to say him to see that with his family. I can't deny him that for my job, even though I'm the bread earner in this family.
I'm only doing this because this is going to get picked up on Philly radio, and my father-in-law and my brother-in-laws are all listening to that. So I don't want to deal with the wrath that comes with it because I did it once, and boy, did that cause a problem. So this version is just the watered-down version. When I get off the show, I'm going to be calling up, I'm going to the game. Figure it out. The kids are in the driveway in the car seats.
How many people do you trust with the kids? Not enough, right? Like it makes it too hard. I know I can't get my wife to trust anyone with the pets.
I don't trust that people will not pull their hair out with my children. It's not, I will put them with anybody if anyone wants to help out. I don't know if anyone actually wants to experience this. They're 3 and 2. They think they're dinosaurs. They bite each other all day long. All they want to do is wrestle each other. So it's not like you can just sit and hang with them and, scroll through TikTok. You have to get down with them and separate them at all times because it's just a constant war zone in my house. So it's not so much about finding someone. It's not so much about them and feeling that motherly connection of I don't trust anyone out there with my children. No. I need anyone sane that wants to do with this.
They're little
it should
dinosaurs.
be a punishment for someone, actually.
You're unleashing untrained Eagle fan, Eagle dad descendants into the world, and they want to eat each other's ankles. Okay, I got it. Can you help me understand what we should take from the Ravens-Bills game? Obviously, there's going to be a lot of people talking about a lot of different angles, but the most interesting one to you was blank.
Sean McDermott's preparation and how he got the Bills ready. They were tougher. They were more physical. And while Sean McDermott's definitely gotten a lot of credit this season for putting his team in a good position with a roster that I don't think was really blowing anyone away earlier in the year, I just think they had a great game plan for the Baltimore Ravens when we've seen so many other teams struggle against Baltimore. They think they know how to slow them down. They always say, I've talked to a million defensive coordinators leading up to games where they face the Ravens, and they all say the same thing. They actually executed it, though. So I just thought this was a great game for their head coach.
Are the Jets going to hire the guy that gave up 45 points to the Commanders at home?
Possibly. I think Aaron Glenn is definitely their number one choice. He's in the building right now. I don't think they're going to let this guy out unless he signs this contract or at least agrees to it. It has been a very long search. They've interviewed multiple candidates, as you guys know. They never met with Ben Johnson, but I know from having a couple conversations. It was kind of Mike Vrabel, and then they didn't know what they wanted to do. And then they met with Aaron Glenn, and they're really happy with him. So we'll see if they'll be able to get that done. I expect that to get done.
Let's speed her up. Let's speed her up right now.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Music.
Give her the music.
Last year, Ben Johnson didn't take any head coaching jobs because he felt like he had unfinished business with the Detroit Lions, and I guess he didn't like any of the jobs. But then he goes inside the division. What about the unfinished business, and why is Chicago so attractive to him?
Growth, self-awareness, all the things that you want from a leader, and that's what he had last year in making that decision to stay in Detroit. And he's learned a lot about losing. He's learned a lot about winning. Now he's going to Chicago because he's got the quarterback. He believes in Caleb Williams. There's a lot of people around the league who think that Caleb Williams is untapped talent. He hasn't had the right coaching, and Ben Johnson's going to bring out the best version of him.
That's the choice, right? If we were going rapid fire and I were to say Ben Johnson, why now? You'd say that quarterback.
Yep. That is the reason. Like, everyone wants to know what would happen. Was the Raiders just a play for him to get a better deal, more money? No, the Raiders were real. Tom Brady was a very convincing owner in trying to get Ben Johnson to go there because they were going to make it the Brady way. But in the end, I think Ben Johnson said, I need the quarterback. Vegas doesn't have it. I don't think the Jacksonville setup is for me. Chicago has the best scenario for me. I'm going there to coach Caleb Williams.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. In terms of attractive quarterback, most of the head coaches out on the market view Caleb Williams as more attractive than Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, for sure. Young, rookie deal here. And also, there's still really good pieces in Chicago. And, you'll see some fans out there going, but it's Chicago, it's Chicago. Coaches aren't looking at it like that. They're just going, how
CJ Stroud.
I wanted to hear that.
CJ Stroud.
Yes.
Was that a question or an answer?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I want this to go
rapid fire.
faster.
CJ Stroud.
Going to get paid a lot of money at some point here. Had a good game, improved as the season went on. I think they had a really tough season. I think they're going to address a lot of their weaknesses. Offensive line, obviously being in the biggest
Ryan
issue.
Day.
Looked very tired.
Yeah, he did.
Sean McDermott.
See, no, Ryan Day is exactly why you need to phrase a question around it. Like, Ryan Day's been trying to get into the pros for several years, but
well done,
the pros have never been there. Hell, like the Ohio State fan base wanted him out. Do you think, with a couple of jobs open, Ryan Day may actually have some bites out there in the pros?
I do not. I think Ryan Day is going to stay at Ohio State. He's happy to be there. They want him there now. And how the tides have turned, because you're right. Just a few weeks ago, I was trying to find out who was going to be the next Ohio State coach. But he obviously won this thing out, and they believe in him. I think he'll stay there. Marcus Freeman was the one I was watching.
Wow.
In the game last night.
Marcus Freeman.
The one.
We're all watching.
He had an interesting quote about that. He really opened the door to it. He's usually been stronger about the next level. This one was like, come get me.
Because, Mike, I believe if the Chicago Bears didn't land on Ben Johnson, if Ben Johnson wound up going to the Raiders, I think that there was a world where the Bears were going to try to get Marcus Freeman to at least meet with them. The question would have been, would Marcus be willing to do it? He just got paid by Notre Dame, obviously. He likes being there. But they definitely wanted him.
When you say you were looking at Marcus Freeman, you were also looking at Marcus Freeman the way we all look at Marcus Freeman, or you were just looking at him professionally? You were just looking at him...
Yeah, I was looking at him professionally. I do think some of the camera shots and some of the social media posts about him are really thirsty. Like, they're just like, it's like a lot. Like, every time they show him, it's not just like a regular shot of a coach. It's like, there's a lot of electricity around him. And I think there's some fans out there who enjoy looking at him. Not really my type, though.
If the Bills lose to Kansas City this weekend, is there a possibility Sean McDermott's fired as the Bills head coach?
What?
No.
What?
I don't believe
How?
What are you doing?
What, do you just keep him around? He has Josh Allen. What do you mean?
What are you doing?
I'm firing Sean McDermott if he loses.
They've made Josh Allen not reckless. That is a coaching miracle.
Correct.
Let me try this
Correct.
one.
That has been the biggest difference in Josh Allen.
If the Eagles lose, Nick Sirianni fired?
No.
This is all you want to do, Stugotz, is just fire everybody?
Coaching carousel.
Last weekend, yes.
Coaching
this
carousel
weekend,
is
no.
a different game.
Wow, he's gone far enough where...
I had a lot of people in the league texting with me during the game, guys that aren't playing, obviously. And it was pretty wild right there in the last 5 minutes, how many texts I got of Sirianni's going to get fired. And that not to be entertained or laugh at it, but it's at this point.
Okay, what we're doing is stupid. With Ryan Day and Sirianni, what we're doing is stupid, making it from quarter to quarter, the referendums on whether they should be fired
it's insane.
or not. Patrick Mahomes is 16-3 in the playoffs. He's already tied Joe Montana for wins in the playoffs. 16 is a crazy number. They're not that good at offense this year. Your Mahomes thoughts?
Well, Travis Kelce is.
What's a power dynamic in Tennessee? They made on the surface what appears to be an impressive hire, but they've got a kooky front office set up with the head of football operations being a former assistant GM, rising to power almost above Rand Carthon, and now they make this hire. Is this new hire going to be the man to make all the decisions?
Mike Ryan, the only person that's asked me about the Tennessee Titans in a year.
They had the number one pick. I'm trying to figure out where Cam Ward's going.
You reported.
I know. Now it's getting.
No, but Mike Ryan reported exclusively that he happened to know and he knew who the number one pick was going to be, and that's not gathered any steam at all.
What? I mean, no. That was only a hypothetical if Lou Riddick went there along with Deion Sanders because of the Shador thing. By the way, Deion Sanders, what's going on with that?
That died down. I told you guys last week when I came on. Look, could it go back? Could Jerry get desperate here and go, oh man, Kellen Moore, nah. Brian Schottenheimer, now the Brian Schottenheimer thing is a little bizarre to me because obviously he's on the staff there in Dallas. But Jerry let the rest of the coaching staff that was in place with Mike McCarthy go, right? So some of these guys are getting jobs as assistants on other teams now. Some are unemployed. If you're going to hire someone in-house, wouldn't you want to keep the rest of that coaching staff intact? Again, no plan. Dallas had no plan. If there's been any takeaway from all of this, and just from even having conversations around the league, I don't think Jerry Jones believed that Mike McCarthy was really going to walk.
Dude, Jerry Jones is not getting enough crap for this. You got Kellen Moore, you got Quinn in the NFC Championship game. You had Derrick Henry have this great season. Mm-hmm. They didn't really address the running back.
Ben Johnson. They didn't meet with Mike Vrabel. The two top dogs, they didn't go after because he hadn't made a decision yet. And I do believe that Jerry thought that he'd be able to work out a deal with Mike McCarthy, which is why they're behind the ball on this.
When it comes to Jerry Jones and however it is the game would pass you by, wouldn't it be in your 80s, just like that?
He should just be an actor full time.
Wow. He's got all the power in Dallas. He's the one running everything, is he not? He's the reason that everything stops with him. Yes, he's got too much ego.
He's the GM. He's got full control. Absolute full control. Just why you're going to see the Kellen Moores and the Brian Schottenheimers get these interviews, because these are the type of these guys have personalities that they understand the owner, right? That's the biggest challenge in working in Dallas, is getting how this is going to work. It's not like any other operation. Just look at the post game. The cameras are around Jerry. They're not even around the head coach. It's going to be like a competition. But if you're cool with that, if you get it, you understand it, Jason Garrett, Mike McCarthy, you can make it work. Make it work.
I'm going to speed you up here in a second with just quick topics, but go ahead, Billy. Ask Dianna something right before I do that.
Is Spags ever going to leave Kansas City, or is he kind of waiting out Andy Reid? Because last year was the Andy Reid maybe thinking about retirement. This year we haven't heard any of that.
No, you shouldn't. And I spoke to Andy in the summer about it, and I thought he was going to give me more of I've won so much. He is so rejuvenated and energized. Why would you retire too if you've got Patrick Mahomes? So I don't see Andy Reid retiring, on top of the fact that he signed a 5-year contract in the offseason. But for Spags, I think he'll continue to just get shots at head coaching jobs. I just don't know if he'll be able to land one. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I just think he's so valuable and he's so good at being a coordinator, and that's okay.
Dianna, 20 seconds or less on each of these. 5 to close us out. Mike Tomlin.
A great coach.
Dan Campbell.
Heartbroken.
I didn't need 2 seconds or less. I needed 20 seconds or less.
Oh, you want me to pontificate on each of them? Mike Tomlin's going to stay in Pittsburgh. I know there was a little chatter Schefter put out that teams or the Chicago Bears called about a trade possibility. I think that stuff happens a lot more than what we realize. Kevin Warren there, the president of the Chicago Bears, loves Mike Tomlin. So that makes all the sense of the world, but I don't think Mike Tomlin is going anywhere.
Excellent. 20 seconds exactly. Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell, he's going to have to figure out what he's going to do with the coordinator positions because he just lost his offensive coordinator. He's most likely losing his defensive coordinator probably today. So I think there's going to be a big shift and perhaps maybe even a step back, just like we saw with the Philadelphia Eagles that year that they won the Super Bowl and they lost both coordinators. Remember that? Jonathan Gannon went to Arizona. Shane Steichen went to the Indianapolis Colts. So I think losing coordinators always is a bigger storyline than you realize.
Tom Brady
has a lot of power in Las Vegas for an owner, and we criticize owners all the time for getting too involved. This is the first time Tom Brady's doing this ownership thing, and I think we're all giving him a pass because he's Tom Brady, but it's a different beast. It's not playing quarterback. There's a lot more that goes into it, and replicating the way you do it in New England may not be the way in Vegas.
Mark Andrews.
Gosh, he's gonna wake up in May sitting by the pool with his kids, just relax and go, oh my God, I cannot believe I dropped that. I can't believe I let that ball go. I think that's one of those situations, those things that lives with you forever, but he's still one of the greats. And it was just surprising, and it stinks for him.
He's not.
CJ Stroud.
He improved at the end of the year. I still think he's a really good quarterback. I think what we saw last year was pretty magical. Obviously, Jaden Daniels came out here in his rookie season here and blew that away. Perhaps the best rookie quarterback performance we've ever seen. But I think CJ is still a really good quarterback. He just needs some protection and another weapon next season.
Dan Campbell.
We already did.
Ryan Day.
We already did C.J. Stroud. I mean,
No,
was that
we
a
didn't.
follow-up to
that-
C.J.
yeah.
Stroud?
Thank you for providing more detail on where you were going with
Keep going.
that.
Let's keep going. More.
See you later, Dianna. Good talking
that's
to
it?
you. Yes, I'm glad you enjoyed it enough here.
I love NFL.
I want to do that show with your husband. How do I do the relationship show with you two? Because there are unrelenting landmines all around you guys trying to sort this out as his emotions get in the way of your job.
I know. You're right. We don't have a cool relationship. We really love each other and we get each other, but this football stuff it's garbage. It's ruining us. Like, I can't wait for this season to end. It has nothing to do with the pressure of being an insider. I love my job. It's going awesomely. I just need some reprieve. I need to just chill. So let's go. Let's just get to free agency here.
Dianna,
and then he goes away.
Good seeing you. Nice seeing you.
Love you guys.
Always nice seeing you. I want to do more with her relationship. There's a lot of funny stuff there. Let's see if we can get her husband
Maybe she
on.
doesn't, though.
Maybe not, but let's see if in the next 2 weeks her husband wants to come on with her.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yes, Mike?
Have you ever had a fireside conversation during a football Sunday during the winter?
Sure. We don't have a lot of fireplaces down here, but I've had the premise of it.
I wish I could, but it's South Florida. When it gets down to the 60s, we're like, we're bundled up, but certainly no fireplaces. Still too warm for that. But we do have our football Sundays. And one thing that always makes football Sundays good, and I know you've had plenty of experience in your life with this, Miller time.
Oh, yeah.
Miller Lite makes the winter better. It makes football Sundays better. It makes even hanging out around you better.
Thanks, Mike. That was kind.
I appreciate that. You're my friend. When I have a Miller Lite in my hand, pretty much everybody is my friend because we are like-minded. Because we like beer that actually tastes like beer. Oh, and now, the new year, it's the perfect time to have a Miller time. Miller Lite is brewed for taste. People out there, I want you to listen to me. And Jeremy, you too. Because you know, it hits just different than other light beers. The original light beer since 1975, and still the very best one. Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Billy.
Yes.
You know what we've been talking about all season long?
Smirnoff?
Yeah, how'd you guess?
I knew it. I'm a good guesser.
You are. They are the official sponsor of the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz. So you already know that it's an official vodka partner of the NFL and Super Bowl 59. We're going to be there.
Oh,
yes.
I can't believe we're by 59 already.
Yeah.
Time flies.
It does, yes.
Yeah, we're old.
I'm old.
Hey, you know what, Stugotz, I was thinking?
Yes.
Since football season's winding down, Super Bowl's coming up, Super Bowl 59, we've been celebrating football all year.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea.
What?
Let's do a toast.
Okay. Oh, wow.
To football.
Really?
Yeah, me and you. Let's toast football.
So just a toast. So we're raising our glasses of Smirnoff vodka
Glasses
here.
up, yeah.
All right, and we are toasting to football.
To football.
To football, everyone. What we love about Smirnoff is that you can get the world's #1 vodka without breaking the bank. This feeling is what the good folks over at Smirnoff call. Billy, you want to take a stab at this?
Yes. Smirnoff Extraordinary.
Nailed it! Oh my
I told you, I'm a good guesser.
Oh my God. And right now, Smirnoff has partnered with Complex, letting fans get their hands on some amazing items handpicked by celebrities, including NFL legend and Super Bowl champion Vernon Davis, for the unbelievable price of $12.99, just like a bottle of Smirnoff.
Oh.
So head on over to SmirnoffDrops.com to check out upcoming drops and check out, oh, Billy, you want to take a guess again? These
Smirnoff Extraordinary
items.
Oh, look at us. What's the website?
It is SmirnoffDrop.com. Smirnoff. We do game days. Please drink responsibly. Smirnoff, #21 vodka, distilled from grain, 40% alcohol by volume. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York. Pricing is at the sole discretion of the retailer and may vary by state. Please do not share with anyone under legal drinking age.
Dan Le Batard.
Bob Kraft, the only reason your organization is good is because of Bill Belichick.
Stugotz.
Belichick has done nothing since Brady left. He made the playoffs once. I think at the very least, he should not be a first ballot Hall of Famer. They should make him wait like 10 years to get it. He's an overrated coach.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
It's time now, belatedly,
for
Stugotz's weekend observations.
It is time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Weekend observations, wrong sounder, are brought to you by Miller Lights. Dan, I'm not sure what the end of time will look like, but I think we got a glimpse of it over this past weekend. People sobbing, spilling out their secrets, letting everyone in their life know how much they love them. But Dan, after roughly 12 hours, order was restored and the world was saved. Because Dan, just like that, make no mistake about it, TikTok is back.
That's right.
Did you see the reaction to this?
Threatened to
My
ban
kids were crying.
Threatened to ban it. That's how you win young people. Just give them their sugar back. Pretend like you were going to cancel it, and then give it a 75-day reprieve, and you can be emperor too.
I told my kids to have a conversation, talk to one another, do something, get your face out of the damn phone.
Lost the hub down here. You don't see me being a baby.
We're back.
No, we're not.
No.
VPNs are, though.
If you ever wondered what Spags dreams about, it's that Texans offensive line. Bad.
Eight sacks.
Bad.
8 sacks, and you guys are going to tell me C.J. Stroud has regressed. That's why I was badgering poor Dianna about C.J. Stroud. Do you realize that's a career?
Twice, yeah.
That's a career high for a quarterback being pass rushed during a game. It's 23 times.
I'm going to institute a fine every time you say pressure up the middle, though. I got it.
Every once in a while, Jared Goff reminds you why Sean McVay traded him.
They should trade for Stafford.
Trade back?
Put it on the poll, please, Juju, at Le Batard Show. Should the Lions trade for Stafford?
If your city has Eminem, you don't let LiAngelo Ball perform at halftime. You don't. Mike, you don't. It always has to be Eminem. LiAngelo Ball.
They might have been saving him for the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
I heard somewhere that he's going to win a Grammy this year.
Was Detroit,
LiAngelo?
Put it on the poll, Juju, at Le Batard Show. Was Detroit saving Eminem for the next game?
To the people in Group 7, stop trying to board my plane with me in Group 1. You're in Group 7, you're in Group 7. I don't know what to tell you. You want to be in Group 1? Then buy Group 1. I mean...
Living that Group 1 life, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I am. I don't, lollygag and come in late and board with all the Group 7 people. I'm bored with Group 1. It's my group.
Well, you're doing something. What airline are you flying here? Because Group 1,
United.
Is it first? Oh, so it's first class. You're Group 1 because you're first class. You're telling everybody you're first class and they're not first class.
I'm military.
Active?
You're active military? We
Just
don't
put
know
on a
about
uniform,
it?
Dianna.
Is
Yeah,
this how
my
we're
trick.
learning
Yeah.
that you're a spy?
Yeah.
You're revealing to us that for all these years you've been inside the government fighting secret causes
Dan,
on
when
behalf
you-
of the military.
When you
We're-
go in a military uniform, do you think someone's going to dare have the audacity
what?
to ask for your ID?
You know what? We've got to do that. We've got to go. We've got to do this. We've got to have Stugotz go to get first class in a military uniform that he bought at La Casa de los Trucos over here on Calle Ocho.
I was going to ask, where is
We
that?
have to do that. We have to get Stugotz in a Group 1 without paying for Group 1 because he's simply dressed as the military.
Donald Trump getting TikTok banned, only to then take credit for bringing it back.
It's so good.
Donald Trump.
It's great.
The Stugotz is strong in you.
It's just a great move.
Jake Elliott, the rare missed extra point that doesn't come back to haunt you. How about that? He pulled it off. Josh Allen doesn't run into an end zone. He bulldozes his way into an end zone. He does. He never just runs. It's never a glide. It's always, I got to find someone. I'm going to find the contact, and then I'll find the end zone.
He gallops.
He's good. Also, game manager.
I do actually wonder how it must feel to try and tackle him in the cold. He seems hard to tackle.
I mean, imagine tackling Derrick Henry in the cold.
Yeah, him
or
too.
anytime.
Yes, agreed. But I'm just saying I'm used to it, at least with my running backs. A little hard to tackle is kind of the job description. Quarterback, not as much.
Dan, I thought of more names of people in sports and entertainment if they were vegetables. Oh, well, Dan Sprouts. Number 5.
Not Dan Fouts, Dan Sprouts.
Thank you for clarifying. Novak Artichokovich. Pretty good. Number 4, Squash Allen. Number 3, Yam Adebayo. It's pretty good. Number 2, Veggie Miller. Number 1, Oprah Winfrey. Here come the Capitals.
It's not athlete.
I said entertainment.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Veggie Miller.
Come on, that's good. Veggie Jackson? I mean, Mr. October. Veg. Hey, Jimmy Butler. If you put out a Michael Jordan statement and show up to a game in a Michael Jordan jersey, you can't lose by 20 points at home. And not score 20 points by himself. I think he had 18 that night. You can't do it.
The over 20 was plus 300.
Yeah. Sammy Sosa inducted to the Cubs Hall of Fame. It's about time.
Is it?
Slamming Sammy.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've decided, never mind about that whole cheating for 30 years thing. Okay.
If they ever put a statue of Sammy outside Wrigleyville, the bat has to be corked. You agree, right?
Yes.
It should be made of cork.
I think it should be the bat exploding. He'd have a statue unlike any other. What weren't there like gum balls, rubber balls in the bat?
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Just
All
spewed all
chopped
over
up.
the field.
Yeah. The Eagles drafting the entire Georgia defense. How'd he play? I got to speed him up here, huh?
Well, can we just go back a second though and just make the statue rubber balls just falling all over the
Super
field?
balls, not gum balls. That would be.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that wouldn't work. I just think about that, filling your ball with sort of gumball rubber balls. That what else would you? How would you describe those? Super balls?
I think that's what they're called, Super Balls.
Yeah,
right?
Super Balls.
What about
Yeah.
springs? Why did no one put springs in their bat?
Deep dish pizza isn't food, it's a commitment to feeling terrible in a couple of hours.
But it's so good.
Guess what? If I can't inhale 3 slices in 10 minutes, it's not pizza.
What?
It's not. It's not.
All right, we'll circle back around.
I'm not trying to commit to pizza. I'm trying to eat something delicious and do so quickly. That's what I'm trying to do.
Deep dish is so good.
Yeah. Top 5 things I like to inhale. Number 5, football. Number 4, game 7s. Number 3, 3 slices of pizza. Number 2, a chicken parm. Dan, take a guess what number 1 is.
I don't know.
A heater. Watch out for the Grizz.
It was right there in front of me, and I missed it.
Yeah. I mean, how could you miss it?
My bad.
Yeah. How about the Grizz, though, huh?
Yeah.
Watch out, huh?
Keep an eye on Anthony Edwards at around Valentine's Day.
I mean, Ja Morant should be the MVP, no? They're a different team without him. They're terrible without Ja. They're great with him. Where was I? We out of time? What am I doing?
We've been out of time, but you've got 3 or 4 more pages there.
Just 2. That's a fun. Dan Campbell, do it without Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. Kayla Williams, you know what Ben Johnson means? It means you've run out of excuses. The guy who's in charge of the defense that gave up 45 points at home to the Commanders is likely going to be the next Jets head coach. I hate them. 45, Commanders, rookie. Stash this away in the Something to Ponder file. Sorry about that, Dan.
No, it was Jared Goff's fault, though, was it not?
Well, they should trade him.
For Stafford.
Yeah. Stash this away in the Something to Ponder file. Who is the bigger Barkley in Philadelphia? Saquon?
Whoa.
Or Charles?
Whoa.
No need to discuss now.
Whoa.
Stash it away for a rainy day. I'm just asking.
Put it on the poll, Juju. Bigger Barkley in Philadelphia, Charles or Saquon?
When you get to the airport, there's nothing like going straight to your gate just to get a lay of the land. If I'm hungry, if I have to go to the bathroom, I don't do any of it. I go straight to where my plane is taking off just to see who's doing what, who's in Group 7, who's in Group 1, you know?
One of the
Little
things
lay of the land.
I love about you traveling is your airport observations. Like the thing, like where clearly you're having just thoughts walking through the airport.
Now imagine me being dressed as a Marine the entire time.
It's great.
I mean,
we have to do it. We have to do
I've
it.
done it. I mean.
We have to get you on a flight and have video with you as you scam your way. I'm sure it's a crime of some sort.
No wait at Nathan's. I mean, I tell you that.
Stugotz wandering around as Sergeant full of just going from trying to get perks at the airport.
I like that name.
Lieutenant Corporal full of It's so good. It's such a good character. We could have a camera follow him through an airport. He would absolutely soak in the applause of having served in the military and possibly still serving in the military while only wearing a costume bought at La Casa de los Trucos.
Chief Spills, otherwise known as Super Bowl 59. I love yelling, "Let him play!" when the refs throw a flag I don't agree with.
Yes.
Jeez, so many flags.
Put it on the poll, Juju. Do you love yelling, "Let him play" when the ref throws a flag?
TikTok's ban was like sex with Rick Pitino. Over before you even knew it happened. What happened there?
It's just the joke at Pitino's expense. It's just old.
Ohio
it's
State, do it against Michigan. How about that joke?
It's tired. It's just so
that
tired.
one's 4 years old.
40% of Ryan Day's losses have come against Michigan.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I
He's
do
70 and 10.
You know, Ohio State, you know what? I'm here for the message. Fire him anyway. Because you're about beating Michigan. And the job is you got to beat Michigan. Fire him today.
Yeah. Le Batard Show. Do it on MLK Day. The L in MLK doesn't stand for lazy. Dan Le Batard, starting a business and then saying, "I know nothing about business." Dan, the Stugotz is strong in you. To the guy next to me on the plane who sneezed 8 times and then decided it was a good time to toss on the mask. Go yourself.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Dan.
No, you're not sorry.
No, I am sorry.
Come on, we're on.
I'm not sorry to him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's wrong. You don't do that. You don't do it. Not in these days, not in these times. You don't sneeze 8 times without a mask and then put the mask on. Keep the mask on. You're sick.
Brown wave.
Sorry about that, Dan. I was yelling at you.
You're not sorry, though. You just
am
cursed.
sorry.
You cursed on the cup.
Well, I don't like that guy. Just annoying. Either Kellen Moore or Dan Quinn will be coaching in the Super Bowl. The Cowboys had both of them in their building. It's pretty bad, man.
The Jerry Jones thing is funny, no?
It's crazy, yeah.
He runs everything. Oh, he ran it right into the ground.
Yeah. Cowboy fans, I'm upset, man. The whole sneezing thing, it got me. Because I'm not feeling good now, Dan. I'm not. Cowboy fans, welcome to hell. And while you're at it, say hello to Art Briles. Dan, those are the weekend observations.
Deep
I'm sorry.
dish is good.
Oh,
Deep dish is good.
It's terrible. It's a commitment.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yes, Mike?
Have you ever had a fireside conversation during a football Sunday during the winter?
Sure. We don't have a lot of fireplaces down here, but I've had the premise of it.
I wish I could, but it's South Florida. When it gets down to the 60s, we're like, we're bundled up, but certainly no fireplaces. Still too warm for that. But we do have our football Sundays. And one thing that always makes football Sundays good, and I know you've had plenty of experience in your life with this, Miller time.
Oh, yeah.
Miller Lite makes the winter better. It makes football Sundays better. It makes even hanging out around you better.
Thanks, Mike. That was kind.
I appreciate that. You're my friend. When I have a Miller Lite in my hand, pretty much everybody is my friend because we are like-minded. Because we like beer that actually tastes like beer. Oh, and now, the new year, it's the perfect time to have a Miller time. Miller Lite is brewed for taste. People out there, I want you to listen to me. And Jeremy, you too. Because you know, it hits just different than other light beers. The original light beer since 1975, and still the very best one. Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
All set for your flight?
Yep, I've got everything I need. Eye mask, neck pillow, T-Mobile, headphones.
Wait, T-Mobile?
You bet. Free in-flight Wi-Fi. 15% off all Hilton brands. I never go anywhere without T-Mobile. Same goes from a water bottle, chewing gum, nail clippers,
okay,
passport.
I'm gonna leave you to it.
Find out how you can experience travel better at T-Mobile.com/travel. Qualifying plan required. Wi-Fi were available on select U.S. airlines. Deposit and Hilton Honors membership required for 15% discount. Terms and conditions apply.